According to reports, there are 2,755 billionaires on the planet as of 2021, with a combined net worth of $13.1 trillion. The top 10 wealthiest persons on the planet own $1,153 billion, or approximately 8.8% of the total, which is astounding given that they only account for 0.36% of billionaires. In this video, you'll look at 10 of the world's wealthiest people, as determined by Forbes' World's Billionaires list. Number 10. Mukesh Ambani. Age, 64. Residence, Mumbai, India. Chair and Managing Director, Reliance Industries. Net worth, $84.5 billion. Reliance Industries ownership stake, 42%, $86.09 billion total. Other assets, Mumbai residential property, $410 million private assets, and $975 million in cash. Dhirubhai Ambani established Reliance Industries in 1966 as a modest textile company. Dhirubhai's son Mukesh went to Stanford Business School in Palo Alto, California in 1979. Mukesh went home a year later at his father's request to supervise the construction of a new polyester plant, and he also joined the board of directors of Reliance Industries. Mukesh stayed in India to lead Reliance's backward integration effort rather than returning to the United States to finish his undergraduate program. He oversaw the company's attempts to build and buy several petrochemical facilities and petroleum refineries during the 1990s. Dhirubhai died in 2002 after suffering a stroke. Due to the lack of a will, Mukesh and his brother Anil fought about how their father's empire should be divided. 3 years later, the siblings decided to separate the firm, with Mukesh keeping control of refining, petrochemicals, oil and gas, and textile activities, thanks to a deal negotiated by their mother. This did not entirely alleviate tensions between the two brothers, as they refused to resolve a court battle over natural gas sharing or terminate their non-compete agreements until 2010. Under Mukesh's leadership, Reliance Industries has developed numerous extremely successful businesses, notably Reliance Retail and the telecoms firm Jio. He is also a member of the World Economic Forum's Foundation Board, an elected foreign member of the United States National Academy of Engineering, a member of Bank of America's Global Advisory Council, and a member of the Brookings Institution's International Advisory Council. Number 9. Sergey Brin. Age, 48. Residence, Los Altos, California. Co-founder and board member, Alphabet, Google. Net worth, $89 billion. Alphabet ownership stake, 5%, $110.1 billion total. Other assets, $13.9 billion in cash. In comparison to the other firms on this list, Google is unique in that its co-founders are quite close in terms of overall wealth. Sergey Brin's participation with Google is similar to that of Larry Page. Brin served as co-president with Page when the two launched the firm in 1998 until Eric Schmidt took over as CEO in 2001. Similarly, after creating Alphabet in 2015, Brin served as president of the holding company until stepping down in 2019 when Sundar Pichai was named CEO. Gmail, Google Drive, Google Calendar, Google Meet, Google Chat, Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Slides, and more are all part of Google Workspace, which includes Gmail, Google Drive, Google Calendar, Google Meet, Google Chat, Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Slides, and more. Google sells a wide range of electrical gadgets, including Pixel smartphones, Pixelbook laptops and tablets, Nest smart home devices, and the Stadia gaming platform, in addition to software. Brin spent the most of 2019 concentrating on X, Alphabet's Moonshot Research Division, which is responsible for groundbreaking innovations like Waymo self-driving vehicles and Google Glass smart glasses. He's also contributed millions of dollars to help find a cure for Parkinson's disease, and he's teamed up with the Michael J. Fox Foundation to develop new medicines that target LRRK2, one of the illness's most common hereditary causes. Number 8. Larry Page. Age, 48. Residence, Palo Alto, California. Co-founder and board member, Alphabet, Google. Net worth, $91.5 billion. Alphabet ownership stake, 6%, $115 billion total. Other assets, $13.8 billion in cash. Larry Page's claim to fame like that of numerous other tech billionaires on our list, began in a college dorm room. Page and his buddy Sergey Brin came up with the concept of enhancing data extraction skills when browsing the internet while at Stanford University in 1995. The pair created Backrub, a new sort of search engine technology named after its capacity to examine backing connections. After that, Page and Brin co-founded Google in 1998, with the former acting as CEO until 2001. Google is one of the world's most popular internet search engines, accounting for more than 70% of all worldwide online search queries. Google, the corporation, grew in 2006 by acquiring YouTube, the most popular platform for user-submitted videos. Then, in 2008, the first mobile phone using the Android operating system was released, which was created by Android Incorporated prior to Google's acquisition of the business in 2005. Google is now a division of Alphabet, the holding corporation for which Page was CEO from 2015 to 2019. Planetary Resources, a space exploration and asteroid mining firm, was founded by Page. The startup, which was founded in 2009, was bought by blockchain developer ConsenSys in 2018 due to financial issues. He's also invested in both Kitty Hawk and Opener, two flying vehicle startups. Number 7. Larry Ellison. Age, 77. Residence, Lanai, Hawaii. Co-founder, CTO, and chair, Oracle, ORCL. Net worth, $93 billion. Oracle ownership stake, 35.4%, $74.3 billion. Other assets, Tesla equity, $11.1 billion public assets, and $16.6 billion in cash. Larry Ellison came to California after dropping out of the University of Chicago in 1966 and worked as a computer programmer for a number of firms. He first worked for the electronics business Ampex in 1973 when he met future collaborators Ed Oates and Bob Miner. Ellison later joined Precision Instruments as vice president of research and development 3 years later. By 1977, Ellison, Oates, and Miner had formed Software Development Laboratories, SDL, which launched Oracle 2 years later, the first commercial relational database software to use structured query language. SDL changed its name to Oracle Systems Corporation in 1982 when the database application became so successful. In December 2018, Ellison became a member of Tesla's board of directors. Oracle is the world's second-largest software firm, offering a wide range of cloud computing services as well as other technologies including Java and Linux, as well as the Oracle Exadata computing platform. Human resources management systems provider PeopleSoft was acquired in 2005. Customer relationship management applications provider Siebel was acquired in 2006. Enterprise infrastructure software provider B Systems was acquired in 2008. And hardware and software developer Sun Microsystems was acquired in 2009. Over the previous decade, Ellison has spent millions on luxury real estate, mostly in California. Ellison purchased virtually the whole Hawaiian island of Lanai for $300 million, intending to establish a hydroponic farm and luxury resort there. Over the years, he has contributed millions of dollars to philanthropic causes, notably medical research. Ellison most recently donated $200 million to the University of Southern California's new Cancer Research Center in 2016. Number 6. Warren Buffett. Age, 91. Residence, Omaha, Nebraska. CEO, Berkshire Hathaway, BRK.A. Net worth, $96 billion. Berkshire Hathaway ownership stake, 38.001%, $103 billion total. Other assets, Wells Fargo and Company equity, $76.6 million public assets, U.S. Bancorp equity, $50.2 million public assets, Seritage Growth Properties equity, $38 million public assets, and $1.10 billion in cash. Warren Buffett, the world's most renowned living value investor, submitted his first tax return at the age of 14 in 1944, reporting his profits from his boyhood paper route. In 1962, he began investing in Berkshire Hathaway, a textile firm, and by 1965, he had become the dominant stakeholder. In 1967, he extended the firm to include insurance and other assets. Berkshire Hathaway is now a $500 billion business with a single share of stock trading for more over $410,000 in mid-2021. Buffett, dubbed the Oracle of Omaha, built the majority of his fortune by investing in firms with straightforward business processes. While many investors have been flocking to its businesses, Buffett has taken a more conservative approach, primarily investing in well-known companies that are simpler to comprehend, such as IBM and Apple. He's also a skeptic of Bitcoin. Buffett has also bought a long number of businesses outright throughout the years, including Dairy Queen, Duracell, Geico, and Kraft Heinz. Buffett has dedicated most of his fortune to humanitarian activities in addition to investment. Buffett had given $41 billion between 2006 and 2020, the majority of which went to the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation or his children's organizations. In 2010, Buffett and Bill Gates co-founded the Giving Pledge. Number 5. Mark Zuckerberg. Age, 37. Residence, Palo Alto, Calif. Co-founder, CEO, and chair, Facebook, FB. Net worth, $97 billion. Facebook ownership stake, 13%, $138 billion. Other assets, $3.35 billion in cash and $225 million in real estate. In 2004, while at Harvard University, Mark Zuckerberg co-founded Facebook with fellow classmates Eduardo Saverin, Dustin Moskovitz, and Chris Hughes. As Facebook became more widely utilized, Zuckerberg dropped out of Harvard to focus solely on his expanding company. Zuckerberg is now the CEO and chairman of Facebook, which has over 2.8 billion monthly active users in Q1 2021. Facebook is the world's most popular social media platform, allowing users to establish personal profiles, interact with friends and family, join or create groups, and much more. Because the website is free to use, advertising accounts for the majority of the company's revenue. Facebook, the company, also owns the photo-sharing app Instagram, which it bought in 2012, WhatsApp, a cross-platform mobile messaging service, and Oculus, a virtual reality headset maker, which it bought in 2014, Workplace, an enterprise connectivity platform, Portal, a line of video calling devices, and Novi, a digital wallet for the DM payment system. The Chan Zuckerberg Initiative was created in 2015 by Zuckerberg and his wife, Priscilla Chan, with each of them acting as co-CEO. Number 4. Bill Gates. Age, 65. Residence, Medina, Washington. Co-founder, Microsoft Corporation, MSFT. Net worth, $124 billion. Microsoft ownership stake, 1.3%, $31.2 billion. $62.6 billion in cash. Bill Gates began to work with his boyhood buddy Paul Allen to build new software for the earliest microcomputers while attending Harvard University in 1975. Following the success of this effort, Gates dropped out of Harvard in his junior year and joined Allen to establish Microsoft. Microsoft makes its own line of personal computers, publishes books through Microsoft Press, provides email services through its Exchange server, and sells video gaming consoles and associated peripheral devices in addition to being the world's largest software business. Initially serving as Microsoft's principal software architect, Gates was promoted to chair in 2008. In 2004, he became a member of Berkshire Hathaway's board of directors. On March 13, 2020, he resigned from both boards. The Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, of which he and his ex-wife, Melinda Gates, are co-chairs, was formed in 2000 when Gates' two charitable organizations, the William H. Gates Foundation and the Gates Learning Foundation, were united to become the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. He has spent billions fighting polio and malaria through his charity. In 2014, he also committed $50 million to assist combat Ebola. The organization has invested about $1.8 billion to battle the COVID-19 pandemic as of 2021. Bill Gates and Warren Buffett established the Giving Pledge in 2010, a campaign urging wealthy people to donate the bulk of their fortune to charitable organizations. Number 3. Bernard Arnault. Age, 72. Residence, Paris. CEO and Chair, LVMH, LVMUY. Net worth, $150 billion. Christian Dior ownership stake, 97.5%, $133 billion. Other assets: Moelis & Company equity, $23.3 billion public assets; Hermes equity, $2.23 billion public assets; Carrefour equity, $900 million public assets, and $9.48 billion in cash. Bernard Arnault, a French native, is the chairman and CEO of LVMH, the world's largest luxury goods conglomerate. This company owns a number of well-known brands, including Louis Vuitton, Hennessy, Marc Jacobs, Sephora, and others. However, his huge position in Christian Dior SE, the holding firm that owns 41.25% of LVMH, accounts for the majority of his fortune. His family-owned holding firm, Groupe Arnault SE, owns 6.2% of Christian Dior SE and another 6.2% of LVMH. Arnault, a trained engineer, shone his economic acumen while working for his father's construction firm, Ferret Savinel, which he would take over in 1971. In 1979, he changed Ferret Savinel to Farinel Incorporated, a real estate firm. Arnault remained Farinel's chairman for another 6 years, until 1984, when he bought and reorganized luxury goods producer Financière Gauche, finally selling all of the company's interests save Christian Dior and Le Bon Marché. In 1987, he was encouraged to invest in LVMH, and 2 years later, he became the company's largest shareholder, head of the board, and CEO. Number 2. Elon Musk. Age: 50. Residence: Austin, Texas. Co-founder and CEO, Tesla, TSLA. Net worth: $151 billion. Tesla ownership stake: 20%, $125 billion. Other assets: space exploration technologies, $29.8 billion private assets, and The Boring Company, $101 million private assets. Elon Musk has been involved with a number of businesses throughout the years. Musk was originally enrolled at Stanford University, but he dropped out to start Zip2, one of the first internet navigation systems. XCOM, an online payment system that subsequently became PayPal, was founded with a portion of the revenues from this venture. Despite the fact that both of these technologies were later sold to other businesses, Musk remains the CEO and principal designer of his third project, Space Exploration Technologies, SpaceX, which intends to make space exploration more affordable. Musk became a significant backer of Tesla Motors, now Tesla, in 2004, which earned him the title of co-founder and his present role as CEO of the electric vehicle firm. Tesla makes energy storage devices, automotive accessories, goods, and, with its acquisition of SolarCity in 2016, solar power systems, in addition to its electric vehicles, which include sedans, sport utility vehicles, SUVs, and the Cybertruck announced in 2019. Tesla's stock price soared 705% in 2020, from the beginning of the year to mid-December. That same month, it became the largest firm to be admitted to the S&P 500. Musk created 2 more firms in 2016, Neuralink and The Boring Company, with the former acting as his CEO. Neuralink is working on brain-machine interface devices to aid people who are paralyzed and to allow them to connect with their computers and mobile devices mentally. Meanwhile, The Boring Company creates boring machines for the aim of creating tunnels for subterranean public transit networks, which would help to relieve traffic congestion in large cities. It also, temporarily, marketed a flamethrower. Number 1. Jeff Bezos. Age: 57. Residence: Seattle. Founder and executive chair, Amazon, AMZN. Net worth: $177 billion. Amazon ownership stake, 11%, $178 billion. Other assets: Blue Origin, $7.15 billion private assets, The Washington Post, $250 million private assets, and $13.4 billion in cash. Soon after resigning from the hedge fund D. E. Shaw, Jeff Bezos established Amazon.com in a garage in Seattle in 1994. In reality, he had presented the concept of an online bookshop to his old boss, David E. Shaw, who had turned it down. Though Amazon.com began as a book retailer, it has evolved into a one-stop shop for everything under the sun and is now probably the world's largest retailer. In any case, it's difficult to argue with their claim to be the world's most customer-centric corporation. Some of its unexpected developments, like as acquiring Whole Foods in 2017, and introducing its own branded over-the-counter medicines in August 2017, demonstrate its trend of continuous diversification. Amazon's stock price soared in 2020, owing to increased demand for online purchasing as people were forced to stay at home due to lockdowns. Bezos stood down as CEO of Amazon on July 5, 2021, and moved to his new post as executive chair. Bezos took Amazon public in 1997 and went on to become the first guy to have a net worth of more than $100 billion since Bill Gates in 1999. Bezos' other ventures include Blue Origin, an aerospace business, The Washington Post, which he bought in 2013, and The Long Now, a 10,000-year clock. Blue Origin's first successful crewed flight took place on July 20, 2021, with Bezos, his brother Mark, aviation pioneer Wally Funk, and Dutch student Oliver Damon, reaching a height of little over 62 miles before landing safely. That's all I have for today. I hope you enjoyed our video. Share our video with your friends and family if you like it. In the comments area, please share your thoughts and recommendations. Bye for now, and I'll see you all in the future video.